Hello, my name is Sarah Blahetsky. My students all call me Miss Plo, since Plohetsky is a little bit of a mouthful. I am a fourth grade teacher here. This is my first year with SES, and I ended up here because last year was my first year of teaching, and I was an English teaching assistant in Spain. And after my year program, I was looking to continue teaching abroad, but this time I really wanted to be a classroom teacher and continue living in a Spanish-speaking community. So I ended up here through some connections with some friends from college, and all of the things that needed to lined up, and here I am. I am from a family of 5, so I'm the oldest of 3. I have 2 younger siblings. One is studying her first year in her master's program, and my brother is finishing his second year at Purdue. And my parents both live just outside of Michigan, which is where we're from, or just outside of Detroit in Michigan, which is where we're from. And something special to me, I have several pieces of jewelry that hold some significance to me, so I wear these rings all the time. One's a cross that my mom gave to me when I went away to college, and it's been really meaningful. And this one is one that is from my grandma that used to have her name on it, and she got my name engraved on it, so it's pretty special. And my necklace is also from my grandma that she wore for a while. So those are pretty important to me, and I just wear them a lot. And 3 strengths, I would say I'm very detail-oriented, almost to a fault. So I love taking a big project and seeing how we can get it from point A to point Z and all of the little steps in between. I really care a lot for others, which I think as a teacher most of us do. But I love hearing stories from my kids or other teachers. I think I'm a good listener, so love to have those conversations or hear about what's going on in your life or whatever's happening. And finally, I think that God has gifted me with curiosity and yearning to seek what's in the world around me and to just continue to explore new places and new positions. And I have loved being able to do that here and meet so many new people and follow this crazy path in the pandemic, but the path nonetheless that God has us on. So I look forward to working with you and can't wait to get started.
Hi, my name is Mariah Cedeno. Everyone calls me Mariah, and my students call me Miss Mariah. I teach 2nd grade here, and this is my 2nd year at SES. Last year was my first, and I taught kindergarten last year, which was fun, but I feel a lot more well-suited to 2nd grade. I really love the 2nd grade kiddos. I ended up at SES because my parents worked here for 3 years before I did, and some of my siblings went to school here before moving back to the States, and so I felt called to teach internationally, and this was just the perfect fit. I thought I would be with family and close to family, which didn't end up happening, but I think the Lord has really moved and blessed me in different ways. I come from a big family. There are 10 kids all together, and then my parents. And all of them live back in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in the States. Something that is special to me, I have a canvas here. My little brothers, so I have 4 little brothers at the bottom of our family, and they're really interested in graffiti. And so before I left, they all gave me these canvases. And so I have some of them in my classroom and some of them in my apartment, just to remind me of them and to remind me to pray for them and just, keep them at the forefront of my mind. 3 things to describe me. I would say I am a good encourager, I am patient, and I try to be as intentional as I can with my kiddos and just relate to them on a personal level, show them that we're both human sinners who need Jesus, and so I think those would be 3 words to describe me.
My name is Dalise. Colleagues call me Dalise, my students call me Miss Dalise, sometimes colleagues too, especially if there are students around. I am currently teaching kindergarten. I did my first semester at SCS. I worked with student support, with middle school and high schoolers. Then I taught kindergarten for 2 years, first grade for a year, then kindergarten last year, and kindergarten again this year. I have been at SCS 5 full school years, half of a school year, and before that, student teaching. That's actually how I ended up at SCS. I was supposed to be teaching somewhere else in India, and then that fell through. Then in Ecuador, and that fell through. And the Lord led me to SCS for student teaching. And immediately I thought to myself, if they offer me a job, I'm going to take it. And that's what happened. I was supposed to start the next school year, but ended up starting 2 weeks after I graduated, or 3 weeks after I graduated from college. I have my mom and dad who live in New Jersey. My brother lives there as well. My brother has 4 children, and I also have some half siblings. So through them, I also have about 5 more nieces and nephews. My family is from New Jersey. That's where I was born and raised. But I also have a lot of family in Puerto Rico. That's where my dad was born and raised. And that's where my maternal grandmother was born and raised. Something special to me are the pups. We have a Great Dane and a Husky. I got to help pick out the Husky. It's special to me because it reminds me of God working in my life to kind of free me from some of the fears that held me back. I used to be terrified of dogs, and now I've even cuddled on the bed with a Great Dane. Some of the things that I have been gifted with, I would say, would be my loyalty and dedication to either people who I love and am building strong relationships with, or projects that I'm doing. Another strength, I would say, would be working with the young children, just understanding where they are developmentally.
Hi, my name is Leody Marte. My students call me Miss Leody or Mrs. Leody. I teach kinder. Last year I taught pre-K 3, and the years before I was an associate teacher in pre-K 2, pre-K 4, ESL, and then kinder. This is my 13th year working here, and I found out about SCS because of a friend of mine that works here, and she told me about it. I have a very big family. I have 5 sisters and 3 brothers, and right now I live with my husband, my son, and I. We are 3. Something special I have home is a rose that my husband gave me the first time we met. I am very creative, organized, and always willing to help.
Hi, my name is Annie Sen. It is spelled like Anne, but I prefer to be called Annie. I am called Miss Sen by my students here at SCS. I've been teaching first grade for the past 4 years and will be moving into the early elementary coordinator position next year, which I am excited about. I come from Chicago, Illinois. That is where I've spent most of my life. My family includes my mom and my dad, who currently live in Olathe, Kansas. I've got my little brother, Raymond, who is married, and they live in San Diego, California. My older brother, Matt, who is married, and they have 2 children now, and they live in Brookfield, Illinois, right outside of Chicago. Let's see, I first came here to the Dominican Republic in 2010 and spent some time in a small town called Hibon, which is about an hour away from here, and actually lived there for a year and taught in a public school, which was a very different experience, but I learned a lot. And then went back home to Chicago, and when I found out about SCS, that's how I ended up here. So something that is special to me, I have this little painting that a dear friend of mine made for me, and this was the first house that I lived in when I was in Hibon here in the Dominican Republic. So this is a very special reminder for me about how my journey here in the Dominican Republic began. Some strengths about me as a person, I would say that I am dedicated to my work. I can be creative, and I feel like God has gifted me with a lot of patience, which is why I love working with little kids. But if you ever need help organizing your desk, I'm not the person to ask.
Hello, my name is Claudia Lopez, and my kids call me Miss Claudia. And some of my colleagues at SES call me Claudia, while others call me Marcel, which is my middle name. I have worked at SES for 3 years now. The first 2 years I was a preschool teacher, and then this last year I've been working as a first grade teacher and also kind of a part-time ESL teacher as well. I ended up working at SES because my mom worked there when she was younger, and I studied there as a young kid as well. I loved the experience of studying at SES. So when I graduated from college, I decided to apply to work here, and I got the job. I was really excited about that. It was kind of my dream job. And this is my family. This photo was taken a long time ago, but this is my dad, my mom, my younger brother Jonathan, and me. We've all lived in the Dominican Republic for pretty much all of our lives. And something that's special to me that I keep at home is this Bible that was given to me by my kindergarten teacher at SES. Her name was Miss Reed, and she gave it to me when I graduated kindergarten. She even wrote this really cute note and added this photo of the two of us. I even keep this letter she wrote to me for one of my birthdays. So it's a very nice memory I keep that reminds me of my childhood. And finally, 3 strengths of mine, I believe, are I'm hardworking. It's actually kind of hard for me to stop. I am really loving, and I enjoy showing my students how much I care for them. I'm really about showing affection. And finally, I think I am up to any challenge. I love challenges, and even though I might get stressed by them, but I enjoy being able to get out of my comfort zone.